Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a story time on my psycho slash former slash former my psycho friend slash former best friend slash enemy slash. I like saying the word slash. So yeah, let's get on the video. So we're gonna name my psycho friend or my psycho enemy Psycho Haley, or no, Psycho Sarah. And yeah, so Psycho Sarah is like chill in the this is like third grade through fourth grade. So Psycho Sarah is like chill and stuff like that. But like when you really get to know her, she's not chill at all. And her brother she goes to the same school. So yeah, but they don't really connect with each other a lot because she basically like hates him. Anyway, so yeah. So that happened, and so Nellie has, or not Nellie, but we're gonna name this girl Nellie. So Psycho Sarah has this best friend named Millie that she parts. So these girls are like the life of the party, or they think they are. They're like the life of the party, and they're like really cool. But like every time that they would get into a fight, I would be the one that they came to like tell me what happened, because like I was really close to them, and then like later on I'll tell you about it. Anyway, but so me and Nellie would literally like I would go around piggyback riding her, and like she was like we would do on piggyback rides, and like we would like chant, "We are best friends forever. We are best friends, like best friends forever," something like that. And like Psycho Sarah would get like so mad at Nellie. And then like when Psycho Sarah was mad at Nellie, we would do the exact same thing to Nellie that we did to Psycho Sarah. So sorry. So yeah. So like every time that would happen. And then they grew like really close to it. But towards the end of the year, me and Psycho Sarah grew close to each other, because towards the end of the year we realized that Nellie was a hypocritical jerk. Whatever. Like she would say things that she would say not to do things, but she already does things like that. And then she would like get mad and tell the teacher on this. So yeah. So she's kind of a hypocrite, and she did like the whole year. And so yeah. So me and Psycho Sarah grew closer to each other. And over the summer, like we had like a month left of school. We were like really close to each other. We would do everything together. And so I think it was like at the like summer we kind of just like grew apart. And so when we got into the fourth grade, we were obviously in the same class, and we named her Miss Huckleberry. Miss Huckleberry was like really nice. She was my brother's teacher. She was like really nice, and so yeah, so we were really happy to have her. So we were in the same class, and we did like a lot of things together back in third grade. But I made her mad one time, and I don't think she'll forgive me. But so I remember at the beginning of the year I met this girl, and her name's gonna be Carly. So Carly and I would like crumble up paper notes and like write things that we like do or like we're saying inside, and then we would crumble them up and then toss them to each other because we like sit right across from each other. And so we got caught one time, and that was like it. But, like we would be talking about, and Psycho Sarah sat right next to Shawnee, not on my table, but like across from the table next to me, and she sat right there, and like literally she assumed that we were talking about her, because she was like, put that away, you're not supposed to be passing notes. And we weren't supposed to be passing notes, but you know, it's the 21st century, leave me alone. So we kept on passing notes, and eventually she got fed up with it. So she assumed that we were, and Nellie and her like enemies now in this period. So she assumed that we were talking about her behind her back and saying bad things about her, and we weren't. We were just talking about like what we were doing at recess because they were in the middle of a fight. Shawnee and Emma, or Shawnee and Psycho Haley, or Sarah. So they were in the middle of a fight, and then she assumed that she was talking about Shawnee because this was the first time that we started passing notes, and so she assumed that we were talking about her. So yeah, why I don't know, but whatever. So she assumed that, and then she got us in trouble for no reason, and I even gave the teacher the notes to talk to her about it. And she was like, Emma, they're not talking about you. They're just talking about what they're doing at recess. I mean, we got in trouble for, like, passing notes, not supposed to be doing that. But we only had to, like, it was, like, detention for, like, 5 minutes, literally. It was, like, 10 or 30 minutes of our recess time taken away. And 30 minutes is our recess time. And we didn't really care because we hated recess anyway. So, yeah. And then, 4th grade year, she started posting notes about us. But she met these people named Alexandria and Cheryl. Alexandria and Cheryl were best friends with Psycho Sarah. So they would do everything together. And Cheryl was my former best friend. Like, we did everything together. And she's still my best friend now, of course, but I love her. So yeah, so Psycho Sarah was manipulating her into thinking that I was a hypocrite, and I was not a good person. That I was not a good person to be hanging around, and I wasn't, because like I'm a really calm person, and like it's only when you get on my nerves a lot and you test my limits and like you talk crap about my family that I will pick you up and I will throw you against a wall. If you ever talk crap about my family, I will literally pick you up and throw you against a wall. Because that's my family, not yours. So she literally talked crap about my family. It's funny that I mentioned that, and then she was doing it. So she was giving it was like getting towards the end of the year, 4th grade. We're in summer now, but it was getting towards the end of 4th grade, and she was skimming on my face, throwing mulch on my head, saying that I wasn't part of the conversation, saying that I dressed horribly, saying that I had no friends, which the whole 4th grade was my friends. Like, if I wasn't hanging out with someone, if I was hanging out with someone and we were just playing tag or whatever, literally, people would come to ask me, hey, will you play with us? Like, even though they have, like, a lot of people. So, and I wasn't the only one who didn't like Psycho Sarah. So Psycho Sarah would, like, scream in my face, throw balls at my head, say I wasn't part of the conversation, I dressed ugly, talked about my family crap, say I was a hypocrite, say I was a bad person to be behind, saying things that just weren't good. And I would help her because I still had hope that she was still my friend at the time. And she wasn't. So I gave up on that hope at the end of the year when she did this. So this guy named Derek. This guy named Derek. We're just gonna call him that. This guy named Derek was going around telling Yo Mama jokes. And obviously Yo Mama jokes are sometimes like just funny jokes. Well, Emma took it seriously and she literally flipped out. So she decided to get in the Yo Mama gang and like start doing that and they start telling Yo Mama jokes. Well, she came up to me and said, your mama is so dumb. This is why you don't get A's or B's in school. So basically what that means is she's saying that my mom's dumb and the genetics that she has are passed down to me, so I'm not a good student. Which yet again, I realize that I'm making straight A's. I am. What she's making is B's and Z's. So I'm not gonna call you out and say you're dumb, but it's a really stupid thing to say to someone who's a honor student and you're not. So yeah. And she said that, and I said, well, Emma, you know, sometimes when people back in the day had to do stuff, unlike you now, they didn't have time to go to school and learn a lot of things like this. She literally took that as a threat to me and told the teacher. So this girl, so yeah, she told the teacher, and the teacher was like, well, that's completely right. That's what happened. I mean, my mom's probably not that smart. My mom is smart. I believe that she is. I love her to death. But calling my mom out on that is not cool, bro. And she said, and Miss Payne literally said, or Miss Huckleberry literally said, that is actually what happened the other day. Because my grandmother, my great-grandmother, she's still alive, and she's not very smart. My grandmother's not very smart because they had to go pick cotton in the fields and not go to school because they didn't have time to go to school and they didn't have the money. So my family was like really poor back in the day, but it was obviously back in the day, and they were doing everything they can to stay alive, and obviously they're doing really good in the 21st century, and like everything's going alright. But like my family didn't have a lot of things that a normal kid would have. So she made a joke about that, and that really hurt my feelings. So Miss Bain pulled me out of, or Miss Huckleberry pulled me out of the hallway, and she was like, "Did you say that to Emma?" And I said, "Or did you say that to Psycho Sarah?" And I said, "Look, I said that to her because she said that my mom didn't have, that my mom was dumb and the genetics passed down to me, which I'm a straight A student, and I don't believe that. If she's not even an honor student and not making a slight chance of B's or A's, then you shouldn't be saying that, period." And she was like, "Yeah, I believe you, but did you say that to her?" I said, "Yeah, people don't have time to go to school, and people back in the day had to do stuff unlike you right now, because she doesn't do stuff, obviously." And she was like, "Yeah, I know that's true, so I'm not going to give you any warning at all. I'm going to give her a warning for, like, detention." And, like, I was happy, but I was also sad at the same time. So, like, but, like, I just didn't want to be trash talked by someone who doesn't even, like, cooperate with them. So, yeah, it's like, it really gets on my nerves because if someone walked up to you and said, "Your mom is so dumb, the genetics passed down to you, and you're dumb," that's not very nice. So, yeah, that happened. And then at the end, like, at the middle of the year, I had a diary because most kids had diaries back then. So, like, most kids had diaries back then. I was like, "Dear Jakey," like, I had this thing and I said, I hate school and I just don't want to go anymore." So I scratched it out the next day. My mom read it, and I said, and my mom read it, and I said, "I want to kill myself," which I was joking. I don't actually want to kill myself. So she brought it all the way from my teacher to the counselor to the principal back to me, like a week later. So that happened, and I said, "She's bullying me and it's getting on my nerves. I don't know what to do." Because I want to be the person who is bullying her back. I don't want to retaliate. But she's giving me no choice. This one is like, has like a lot more eyeshadow on. And this one doesn't. Can you see that? Like no eyeshadow, a lot of eyeshadow. So it's like getting on my nerves. Anyway, like, I don't want to retaliate to whenever, but it was really getting on my nerves. So at the end of the year, I was making a joke and I said, "I just want to kill myself," because she was being so mean. She stole from my friend. She called me a hypocrite. She said I was a bad person to be around. And if someone said that to you, you would go off. But like my family, they're like, they don't mind it. but I'm a kid, and that reminds me, like, just because your family doesn't have, like, all kinds of stuff in it, does not mean that you can call someone names like that. So, I didn't want to retaliate, so I was talking to the counselor about it and stuff like that. And the killing part got said back to my teacher. So, I said I was making a joke, and, like, the counselor got it, and, like, I was leaving because I was leaving for early, and it was the day of awards, and the counselor said, no one should ever be more important than your life. And I was like, okay. And of course I, like, broke down crying because it's me. So yeah, so that was just kind of, like, really hard for me because I really liked the position where I was at, and I really liked it. So, I got a lot of, and of course I was in my boot when I did this, but yeah, I really liked my family, and yeah, so she got in trouble a million times, and the lesson of this is you don't believe people for their appearance, and you don't judge a book by its cover, obviously. So, she judged a book by its cover. That book was me. So, yeah. Well, bye guys, I hope you have a good day. I did a story time on my Psycho and Me, so yeah. Bye guys, I hope you have a great day. Subscribe, turn on the bell. I would like to get this video to 20 likes. If I get more than 20 views, then I expect to be getting 20 likes. I don't promise anything, but you guys, I'm like so tired right now. But you guys surprise me every single day, and every time someone subscribes, I love it. So I love you, love you, love you. Bye, angels.